Hello students, today we are going to analyze the theme of the poem The Night of the Scorpion. This poem, The Night of the Scorpion, is written by the great Indian English poet Nizam Ezekiel. Nizam Ezekiel was born in Bombay in an Indian Jewish family. They were part of Mumbai's Marathi speaking Jewish community known as Ben Street. Nizam Ezekiel was a multifaceted personality because he was a poet, actor, playwright, editor, and art critic. His notable works are The Night of the Scorpion, The Worm, Later Day Psalms, and also Poet Lover, Bird Watcher. All these are his notable work. By hearing the title of these work, we can very well understand that he is a nature poet. As a nature poet, he won't use any kind of bombastic words. He always prefers to use the simple language. Even the layman can understand his poetic language. He was awarded the Sahitya Academy Award in 1983 for his collection of works, Latter Day Psalms. He was also honored with Padma Shri Award in 1988. Even he was considered as a father of modern Indian English poetry. So moving on to the poem, The Night of the Scorpion. So the readers can very well understand that this poem is based on a rural countryside. And also the poet highlights the superstitious beliefs of the village people. And at last, we can also realize the unconditional love of the mother. So moving on to the poem, I remember the night my mother was stung by a scorpion. 10 hours of steady rain had driven him to crawl beneath a sack of rice. So the poem started in a way that, due to a continuous rain, the scorpion took refuge under the sack of rice. So here the narrator is narrating the night on which the narrator's mother was stung by the scorpion. So, due to continuous rain, the scorpion took a refuge under a sack of rice. Parting with his poison flash of diabolic tail in the dark room, he risked the rain again. So, in the second stanza, the poet explains that so due to its predatory impulse, the scorpion stung the narrator's mother. So he didn't bother after stinging narrator's mother. The scorpion didn't bother about the rain, so he started moving in the rain. So in this stanza, we can very well understand why he is a nature poet, because I don't know how many of us pay attention to the trivial matters, because each and every creature has its own beauty. In the same way, he also describes the scorpion's diabolic tail. Yes, he is a good observer, so his observation very much showcases in this stanza. So, because of its poisonous tail, it usually glitters at the night. So, he beautifully observes and also explains in this stanza. Parting with his poison, flash of diabolic tail in the dark room. He risked the rain again. The peasants came like swarms of flies and buzzed the name of God 100 times to paralyze the evil one. Here, the peasants refers to the farmers. So, unlike the city side, the countryside people always care about their surroundings. So, after hearing the news that the narrator's mother was stung by the scorpion, the peasants started approaching the narrator's house. So, they also chanted God, in name of God 100 times to paralyze the evil one. Here, evil one refers to the scorpion because it was poisonous. So they prayed God to paralyze the scorpion because it is a belief that each move the scorpion made would also make the poison move in the blood faster. With candles and with lanterns, throwing giant scorpion shadows on the mud-baked walls. They searched for him. Yes, by using candles, lanterns. So even at the night, they searched for the scorpion, but they couldn't find out the scorpion at all. He was not found. Yes, they couldn't find out the scorpion. They clicked their tongues. With every movement that the scorpion made, the poison moved in the mother's blood, they said. Because the peasants believed that every movement the scorpion made would make the poison spread faster in the blood. That is why they prayed God to paralyze the scorpion. Make he sit still, they said. May the sins of your previous birth be burned away tonight, they said. May your sufferings decrease the misfortunes of your next birth, they said. So the village people started consoling the mother by saying that so you are experiencing the excruciating pain. So as mother is experiencing the excruciating pain, it would suffice the sins of previous birth, and also it would suffice the sins of the next birth. So this is their belief. May the sum of all evil balanced in this unreal world against the sum of good become diminished by your pain. Yes, the mother is experiencing the excruciating pain now. This pain would suffice all the sins of previous birth as well as the next birth. So even in the present birth, she will be happy after experiencing this pain. May the poison purify your flesh of desire and your spirit of ambition, they said. They sat around on the floor with my mother in the center, the piece of understanding on each face. So, in this stanza, uh, the poet clearly highlights the point of view of village people. So, the village people they started chanting all the mantras. They also search for a scorpion, but they didn't make anything for the treatment of a mother. So they didn't take any action for the treatment of a mother. So he beautifully explains this thing, and they sat around on the floor with my mother in the center. So at last, they are very much sure that the poison would spread in the blood of a mother. They cannot save the mother. So that is why there is a peace in the face of the village people, because they are very much sure that the mother is going to die. More candles, more lanterns, more neighbors, more insects, and the endless rain. Yes, so by hearing this news, more people started approaching the narrator's house with candles and lanterns. Usually the light attracts the insects. As the village people are using candles and lanterns, so it also attracts the insect. That is why the poet is stating more insects with the people, and also the endless rain. My mother twisted through and through, groaning on a mat. So scorpion stung was uh, equally painful to the snake's bite. So that is why, because of a pain, the mother is groaning. My father, sceptic, rationalist, trying every curse and blessing, powder, mixture, herb, and hybrid. So, unlike the village people, the narrator's father is a rationalist. So, he won't believe, he is not believing all the superstitious belief of the present peasants. So, he started giving treatment, whatever readily available in his home. So he started giving treatment using that. So usually village people highly relied upon the herbal powder. So in the same way, the narrator's father is also trying powder, mixture, herb, and hybrid. So he even poured a little paraffin upon the bitten toe, put a match to it, At last, after trying all the herbal products, at last he poured a paraffin. Paraffin is used in petrol and also in candles in order to make a light. So in the same way, he also poured a paraffin and put a match to it. So that it would stop the poison spreading in the blood. So it would burn away the part of poison. I watched the flame feeding on my mother. So the narrator is observing everything, whatever happening around him. I watched the holy man perform his rites to tame the poison with an incantation. Yes, the narrator is paying attention to each and everything. While his father is giving all the treatment, the village people are also performing the rites. They also started chanting many mantras. After 20 hours, it lost its sting. So, due to the treatment, herbal treatment, after 20 years, the poison lost its power. So, in this last stanza, the readers can really sense the unconditional love of a mother. Usually, the last stanza of a poem is called as couplet. So, in this couplet, we can understand the unconditional love of a mother. My mother only said, "Thank God, the scorpion picked on me and spared my children." So, after experiencing all the suffering because of the scorpion stung, so the mother, thanked God that the scorpion picked her and spared her children. So it clearly explains the unconditional love of a mother. So in this poem, we can very well understand that the poet, even the mother, didn't blame the scorpion in any part because it is nature, because due to its predatory impulse, so it stung the mother. So the poet didn't blame the scorpion anywhere else. So that is why he is truly called as a nature poet. We have to understand the nature of each and every creature. And also the poet clearly highlights the rural background of a countryside and superstitious belief of the peasant. So he also highlights the rural background, because in city side we won't care about who is residing nearby, but whereas the peasants, after hearing the news that the mother was stung by the scorpion, they all approached the narrator's house. It clearly shows the difference between city life and the rural life. Thank you.